7 first round TKOs already on the ledger of Farhad. Known, renowned for getting it done in one. See if he will continue that trend against Yakimenko here tonight.
Farhad holding center ring, stalking very, very subtly, trying to get reads on his opponent, just putting that hand out there. How quickly does the opponent respond? He's purposefully attacking slowly at this point. He's trying to give his opponent every chance to react so he can learn what the opponent does. For instance, there you saw the opponent reach down, realized it was a mistake, second time reached, but only a very little bit. It's kind of information that Farhad is getting right now.
Yakimenko trying to give Farhad different looks, implementing some nice lateral movement, not necessarily moving in straight lines. Getting the head off the center line too.
Come on, guys, for action.
Yakimenko doesn't look fazed at all by the reputation of his opponent, and he takes Farhad down. Let's see how much work Farhad has put in with regards to the wrestling, to the grappling.
Fantastic timing on that double leg, Phil. Absolutely fantastic.
Just shot in underneath the legs. It was very smart what he did. He engaged in the striking for a little bit, forced Farhad to plant the legs, and then just shot underneath beautifully.
It's real, real hard to take somebody down when they're throwing shots at you, and it's even harder to hold them. So far, Yakimenko's doing a good job. Took his opponent down, staying on top, even landing some shots.
Farhad remaining calm, but a couple of times Yakimenko has tried to reach over the head and get that guillotine.
Farhad is up, has the underhook. Yakimenko's got a tight overhook. Flows from there, a couple of headshots. Farhad starting to get fired up. Farhad stalking a little bit quicker now, a little more purposeful. We're going to start seeing some of the bigger shots that he's famous for.
Oh, huge leg kick from Farhad.
Very smart. Get your opponent's attention low, go high, and again, a beautifully timed takedown.
It's fantastic wrestling from Yakimenko. He's done so intelligently in the open forum of the mat. That means Farhad cannot use the cage to get back up. Has established an underhook. He's going to end up eating some shots here, Carrick.
Farhad managing to protect himself against those elbows so far, but this is not where he wants to be. In grappling, of course, bottom half guard, single most productive position in that sport, but this is not grappling. There are elbows raining down in your face. This is a half mount.
Implementation of what has commonly become known as the anchor position in mixed martial arts. The guard is there to be passed, should he choose to. Nice work from Farhad to get his back against the cage, get back to his feet. Oh, lateral drop, but doesn't quite get it. Trying to get in on the single.
Ordinarily, Phil, going for the takedown is typically tougher than defending against it.
Yeah.
But right here, I'm seeing a lot of work having to be done by Farhad.
Another solid single leg from Yakimenko, and I think he's probably surprised Farhad with the type of approach he has adopted here, and maybe surprised a lot of people in the international global mixed martial arts community.
Doing a great job of staying on top, riding his opponent. Hasn't managed to inflict the punishment that we saw him able to do the last time. Showing good wrestling again. Sweet little turnover. Farhad now appears to have some form of a full guard. Trying to launch some elbows of his own.
He is eating big shots here. And you can hear these shots crashing off the head of Farhad.
Brave Nation, power in strikes ordinarily comes from the hips. When you're standing, you can fully commit your hips. When you're on the ground, you can't. The purpose of those elbows is more to cause a cut, and I do believe they are being successful in that regard. Round one ends. Any question whatsoever in your mind, Phil, about who won that round?
No, it has to, on the balance of play, go to Yakimenko. Farhad, I think, has been very much surprised by the quality of his young opponent here. Multiple takedowns, landing big shots, has opened up a cut on his opponent.
I've been surprised and delighted, Phil. That round, no question, 10-9 with Vitaliy Yakimenko. There's those elbows.
If you're in the corner of Vitaliy Yakimenko, you're just saying to him, more of the same, play your game. Exhibiting a level of calm and composure that you usually do not see from somebody making their debut on the only truly global mixed martial arts promotion, Brave Combat Federation.
Brave Nation, it is not possible to simultaneously strike and defend a double leg takedown. What Farhad needs to do is circle a little bit more, pop in and out a little bit more, be a little less obvious about when he's going to let that right hand or even a long, long jab go. If he's not careful, he's going to get taken down again.
Fight!
Genuinely impressed at Yakimenko's movement. Very light on his feet, bobbing and weaving. Man, that's the single again. Very little tell on the single. Beats his opponent into planting their feet and then boom.
Farhad did manage to land a nice right scraping elbow from the bottom.
Solid guard pass into half guard for Yakimenko.
Brave Nation, you're going to see Yakimenko pushing on his opponent's face, and when he feels that face pushing back, like right here, he's going to let an elbow go. It's a very subtle technique, takes a little bit of practice to get it down, but this is a man who's got it down cold.
Nice frame just to try and bring Farhad flat backed against the cage, but Farhad trying to do everything right technically, turn into your opponent, get the knee shield, reclaim full guard, but Yakimenko just cutting through. Oh, good. It looked like he was going to switch to mount, takes side control, has the back now,
Back take with hooks.
This is such a dangerous position for Farhad. And
this Brave Nation truly is the frying pan of mixed martial arts.
oh, head on triangle attempt, lets it go. Still dominant positional work here from Yakimenko. Just cradles the body, switches to north-south momentarily, back into scarf. And realistically, Kerry, Farhad hasn't really had much of a look in so far in the fight.
I have to say, Phil, this is not the Farhad that we ordinarily see.
Very, very impressed with Yakimenko so far. Just constant, methodical work, no wasted energy. Always trying to land, always trying to dominate the positions.
Yakimenko doing a brilliant job of not using jiu-jitsu-based positioning, but wrestling from top, mixing in punches and elbows from there. Farhad finally has got a closed guard. But this is, of course, a purely defensive posture. There's nothing you can do with those feet crossed. Farhad's got to open those feet and start to work.
He's eating shots right down the middle from Yakimenko. Farhad just took a couple of big deep breaths there. He's creeping the guard slowly up the back. Watch in case he tries to isolate an arm for the triangle. Thinking about, has the wrist control, may try and push that down between his own legs. Just as I say that, Yakimenko progresses. Looks like he's just about to switch through into side control.
Darce, maybe a Darce coming here.
Is he underneath the neck? May hit a Peruvian necktie if he wishes. Switches to the back tech. That cut right above the eye of one hook. So that cut could prove problematic.
Seeing some good punches from Yakimenko. May see some elbows shortly. Well, those hands are starting to land. This is working.
Farhad needs to do everything he can to get to his feet right now. Hitting big shots. The referee's taking a long, hard look at this, Carrick.
I'm still seeing a degree of intelligent defense here.
Trying to dig
Two-lock
in.
attempt.
Trying to dig in for that Kimura grip. May use
Very
it.
nicely defended.
May use it to sweep, but he's slowly trying to get that round. Nice work to pummel in from Yakimenko. Mohammad Farhad cutting a somewhat forlorn, frustrated figure here deep into the second round. More big shots right down the middle.
Very emphatic end to a very emphatic round. That was, Phil, at the least, another 10-9 for Vitaliy.
We're looking back at some of the action here. Beautiful entry into the takedown from Yakimenko. And Carrick, I'm here in my capacity as a commentator, not a judge, but it would be very difficult not to make the compelling argument that Yakimenko is up 2 rounds. Conceivably, Farhad needs to finish Yakimenko should he want to walk out of here with the win.
It's not inconceivable, Phil, that at least some of the judges are going to call that an 8 to 10 round.
Wow.
That was a almost entirely one-sided bout.
So realistically, what does Mohammad Farhad need to do to change the tide, if you will?
He needs to either knock his opponent out or tap his opponent out. The issue is his conditioning right now after 2 rounds, I don't believe puts him in a place where he can readily do that. Vitaliy, on the other hand, is eager to get out there for round 3. Farhad needs to knock his opponent out, but if he tries to set down, if he tries to throw a great big hand, he's just going to get taken down.
Yeah.
Love and respect in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
Conceivably, Carrick should. Oh, again, timing into it. Oh, trip takedown.
Landed a beautiful kick, but paid the price.
Farhad needs to let go of that neck. Slight sidebar, Carrick, but should Vitaliy Yakimenko win this fight, is it the greatest upset in the history of Brave?
It is certainly on that short list.
His wrestling is just so dominant, so clean.
This young man is catapulting himself to global recognition in front of us.
Well, let's go, guys.
Maybe trying to set up a head arm here. Nope. Incredible cardio from Yakimenko.
As we discussed earlier, sometimes being the lighter fighter can help. Lighter fighters typically have a little bit better cardio, a little bit quicker on the feet.
Every position that Yakimenko has found himself in, he has dominated. Farhad now flat backing. That's usually the international sign for fatigue setting in.
Farhad still trying to strike from bottom, but these ones are not fight enders.
More action.
Referee calling for more action, but Yakimenko is in side control in a very dominant position.
Vitaliy launching a kitchen sink attack here. The hands, the elbows, the knees, the positioning.
Look at the sprawl. How heavy and hard is that sprawl in the third round of a taxing MMA bout? Incredible conditioning being exhibited here by Yakimenko.
Mohammad Farhad has a half guard of sorts.
Trying to make it happen, but everything he has attempted has been shut down by Yakimenko. Again, big deep breaths.
Yakimenko attacking everything that's made available to him. Body, head, fists, elbows, knees. And there's always a threat of a choke.
Might have been a cheeky little headbutt to the chest there from Yakimenko.
Less than 2 minutes remain in this contest, Brave Nation.
Actually, a shake of the head there from Farhad. I do not think this is the fight he expected at all.
In his defense, Phil, this is not the fight I expected at all.
Like I say, potentially huge upset on the cards here tonight. 90 seconds left. It really is do or die for Mohammad Farhad. He is not going to win this fight in the position he's currently in. Needs to get back to his feet. Needs to get to work.
Getting a submission on a wrestler of this caliber with the kind of conditioning we see here is very, very unusual. Very, very hard thing to do. Farhad's got to give it all he's got.
Armbar attempt. Point of the elbow. Starting to look safer. Point of the elbow safe. Was that the last attack in the arsenal of Mohammad Farhad? Less than a minute left in the third and final round. Again, Kirk, due to the dominant positional control, could you make an argument for another 10-8 in this round?
I believe we are looking at a textbook 10-8 right now, yeah, Phil. Previous round was a little bit less clear to me.
This is absolutely huge. Now switches to the mount. Can he get the finish in the closing stanzas? Big shots from Yakimenko. Wants to finish the fight with a serious exclamation point. Has done so. And Kerry, we may be looking at the biggest upset in the history of Brave Combat Federation right now.
I'm very, very interested in seeing whether the judges here gave one of those rounds a 10-8. Brave Nation, I do believe we may have just seen a star being born right in front of us in Vitaliy Yakimenko. Absolutely extraordinary performance by this young fighter. Odds were long, long against him, and I do believe he won every minute of every round in that fight. For those of you who wanted Yakimenko to go for some kind of crazy finish at the end, he took the smart route. He danced with a gal that brung him. His methodical, continuous attacks, or what won him, as I said, I believe every minute of every round here. Rather than possibly lose it, he just kept it up. Brilliant performance by the fighter from Fight Palace. Speaking of brilliant, Los, tell us what it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another incredible bout inside the Brave CF 70 WFC 25 cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 30-26. Your next judge scores about 30-26, and your last judge scores about 30-25 for unanimous decision victory. Vitaliy